There we go.
So I called my mother as a follow-up to the cliffhanger I left everybody on last week. I called this woman. She goes, "Hey," because she's like, "It's great. My son's giving me a call. It's like 9 a.m. on a Wednesday," and I go,
"Should be working."
The amount of times my dad has called me and go, "Well, you should be working." I'm like,
"Well, then you shouldn't be calling me."
I'm like, "I don't mind if you call me." Like, I'm taking the call. Like, Dad, I'm not operating heavy machinery in a warehouse or something. Like, I'm responding to emails.
Tip tap.
I call my mom and I go, "Hey, Mom, how are you doing today?" She's like, "Good." I'm like, "Okay. Well, this is an accusatory phone call." She goes, "What?" I'm like, "I'm going to ask you. I'm not going to be upset if you come clean now. But if I find out you lied to me, I'm going to be upset." And she's like, "What is this about?" And I'm like, "I'm telling you now. If you did do it and you come clean, it's fine." A simple misunderstanding of sorts. I'm like,
"Right.
Did you sign me up for some Christian dating app called Upward with my phone number?" And she goes, "I didn't know that was a thing. What is that?" And I'm like,
"Now she will."
She goes, "Well, maybe you'll meet someone nice, a nice, good Christian girl on there." And I'm like, "No, unless that was her play."
Oh,
which is like, I
don't know. I don't know that she thinks that strategically in your love life or lack thereof.
Fair enough. That's completely valid. But like, I got a text for like a verification code, and it was from like the same like number that you get verification text from for like, I saw it for like the Facebook or some other shit. I meant to say, "Fuck you. I hate this. I'm moving out. I'm done. You know what? This podcast is over. Just fucking click end."
I mean, we're on borrowed time. We're past episode 30.
Oh, that's right. Well, this is the decay arc.
They should be glad they're getting anything. We're over our budget.
We're
off contract.
Twitch, Buffalo Wild Wings verification code. Twitch.
Drink verification can.
I love that one so much. I'm like, "Did you do that?" She's like, "No, I didn't." She's like, I don't know what that is. Like, I didn't do it." I'm like, "You sure?"
I hope she then went, "But now that you mention it,"
she did go, "Well, maybe you should check it out. You could meet someone nice on there." That's Upward giving me a call saying, "We noticed
you were talking.
You haven't verified your account yet. Do you need to send you another text?" No, it's all part of God's plan, sweaty. So,
I'm verified in the eyes of the Lord. Thank you.
Verified on Twitter? I don't think so, Hunty. Tweet this: the good Lord and the good book.
So I went to Home Depot, not to cut you off, but just very briefly. I went to Home Depot.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, okay. I went to Home Depot this morning, and there was a van parked in the parking lot, and on the side of it, plastered in huge letters.
A van?
A van.
Okay.
Down by the river.
Funny story about that.
There was a van that had rolling doobies. It had with like huge font that said, "Ready or not, I'm coming back." No, it was "Ready or not, I'm coming back." Oh, Jesus.
No. Oh,
but it didn't say like hyphen Jesus, and it wasn't like in quotes or something. So I understand that what they meant was that Jesus is saying, "Ready or not, I'm coming back."
Yeah, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2. Was it Terminator 2 or Terminator 1?
I don't know.
In the Terminators.
I've never seen them. I saw the one with the girl Terminator who shoves her hand through the cop and then drives the car.
That's cool.
Yeah, Brandon.
Sarah Connor is in it.
Is she? I don't know.
She's important, I think.
But she's human. This was the one where there's like
John Connor.
There's like the evil bad bitch Terminator.
Okay.
And then like there's Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator, and they like fight.
Now, do we know that the bad bitch girl Terminator is a girl one because she's like hot? Is the Terminator hot?
She's a girl.
Cool.
And like this like cop or something like arrests her and puts her in the back of the car.
That's not good.
And
she's got to kick punch her way out of it.
Then she shoves her hand through the seat and through him.
Fistful of dollars.
So then she can drive.
Fist through vessels.
Yeah.
Blood vessels.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, and I didn't enjoy the movie.
That's fair. So this was a van.
So there was a van.
Okay. That says...
It said, ready or not, I'm coming back, Jesus.
Which is also kind of Santa vibes.
Right? And I understand that they meant that it was as though Jesus was saying that, but it kind of sounded more like they were issuing a warning to Jesus. Like, ready or not, man, I'm coming back.
Jesus.
Like, Jesus, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
You ain't going to stop me this time.
I just went and bought a nail gun at the Home Depot.
And I'm coming back.
How many times have we got to
Oh my God.
For a fistful of silver.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Cristo.
I bought a nail gun a while ago. It changed my life.
Really?
It's amazing. Like, legitimately.
Like, just to, like, because it, what is it, like, what do you actually use a nail gun for?
So.
For nailing.
Nails.
I'm nailing you.
You're nailing me.
You're nailing me.
So, I had.
Ear piercings at Claire's.
I had. Oh, God, if you pierce your ear with it. Anyway, I don't like thinking about that. So I had previously had, like, a brad nailer. So those are, like, the little ones. Mm-hmm. Which I had used for, like, when I put, like, the baseboards in this house and everything. So you're just like, pam, 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 pam. Mm-hmm. But it's, like, little, like, small nails. Finishing nails, if you will. And even if you won't.
For when you're nailing, you need the finisher.
And you need to finish. So I had already had one of those for quite a while. Mm-hmm. Well, then when my dad and I were building the thing to wall off the carport, mm-hmm. that was actual, like, you know, real, like, you know, actual... We're talking like 2x4 siding. Like, we're not talking like
this ain't a treehouse.
These are not finishing nails. This is not finishing nail material. Yeah. This is like actual shit.
Like, this isn't a finishing job. You're not a finishing job.
No.
You need work.
It was like actually needed like nails and or screws and everything. And I was like,
not like, the auxiliary screws. That's when you know shit's real.
And like, I fucking hate like hammering in nails. Taxes? That too. Mm-hmm. But like, I hate hammering in nails. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, it's like you always fuck it up. Like, you either do it at the wrong angle,
and like, it's just like, screws are better, but nails have their place.
And God forbid you fuck up the location of where you meant to put it by like even just a little bit, and then it's like, I can put another hole next to it, but now there's always gonna be that hole there.
That hole there.
They're holes.
So I was like, you know what? I've had it. I was like, I have been helping my dad, you know, like throughout my entire life, building all kinds of shit at the house, building sheds.
I've been using finishing nails from a
very young age. 3 times a week, I would finish nail things for my family.
I was trying out new different ways of applying the nails.
No, but like, you know, like my dad, like, he builds shit all the fucking time. Yeah. Like, it's always something. It's, you know, like,
it's
fireplaces,
like once a year I get called because there's something too heavy.
Yes, like it's
always like the gang.
Something.
It was fun doing that with your dad though, most recently.
And but I was like, listen, we've been fighting our whole lives.
Don't we deserve
hammering in these nails? I'm like, and for what? I'm like,
I mean, all the stuff you build.
Right, but I'm like, for want of a nail gun, you know.
Like, the longer, like, it's very clear that you will use it.
Right. It's like, if you are only ever going to, at one time in your life, like, you know, nail something together, you do not need a nail gun. Mm-hmm. Don't buy a nail gun. That's a waste of money. With the amount
Steal
of things,
your neighbors.
There you go. With the amount of things that my father has, like, built and nailed with his own 2 hands, I'm like, you could have saved years off of your life with a fucking nail gun at the beginning.
Well, which made, like, I can understand, like, not buying it, but, like, you'd think after a couple of years.
Right, like, at the beginning he didn't buy it because he didn't have the money for one, which, like, fully
he spent all his money on that car with a hole in the floor.
There you go. And he didn't have to nail that.
No, but yeah, you could have used a gun.
Could have used something. But, like... And so, but it's that thing where it's like you don't have the money to do it at the beginning, and then you like are like, well, I can do it without it, and then you just sort of like fall into that rhythm of it because he was.
It's like because it's like and you don't even think about it anymore because you just do it.
So I was trying to convince him. I'm like, we should just buy one. I was like, I'll buy it. I was like, and then you can use it whenever the hell you want it. I was like, but I don't want to have to nail this whole thing. And he's like, no. We don't need to do. You don't.
The amount of time it would take for you guys to finish the conversation, you could go run to the goddamn Home Depot and buy it, and then he's not going to complain because it's in his hands now.
Right, and he's like, no, we don't need a nail gun. He's like, that's a lot of money for nothing. We don't need a nail gun. And I was like,
are they expensive?
I mean, like, this was a nice one, so it was like $200. They're not like.
Well, from what I've learned, like when I built my coffee table with Brandon, is that like, if it's a tool that you're going to use more than a couple of times, it's worthwhile to spend the money on it.
Exactly.
Like quality. Like we literally had to delay it because he's like, yeah, I just bought a standing table saw. I'm like, why? He's like, so it's easier.
Right. Like, not for nothing. Like I said, like if you're not going to use it, don't buy it for one project. But like,
unless you do it real quick.
Unless you're an asshole. But for want of $200, like the amount of work he has like done over the copious years.
Hospital bills for your busted thumbs.
When I'm like, literally, like I swear to God, like every like 6 months I go over there and his thumbnail is like, purple because he hit it with something. And I'm like,
you didn't hit it with a screwdriver.
Nail gun. So I was just like, I'm just buying one. I was like, and you can use it if you want. Because I'm buying it.
It'll be here. Because I want it.
So I went and I bought it and I used it and it was amazing. And he's like, this is life changing. And I was like, this is what I'm saying.
It's like a bidet. The exact same energy of a bidet.
Once you do it once, you're like,
oh. It's the fear of getting over
lives.
it. It's like, we don't need to. We don't need that. We don't need all that frou-frou. Like,
no, we don't need that. I don't want water blasting on my ass. And then you do it once and you're like,
literally my father.
My life has changed.
My father, like, I was like, Dad, like, he came over to my house. I'm like, try out my bidet. He's like, no, I don't want it. I'm like, it's good. He's like, no, I've done one once before. And it's like, yeah, you're talking. I'm like, this is, you literally just flip it and you drip dry. Perfect. And then he's like, where did you get it? I'm like, all right, I bought you one. Here you go. He's like, oh, I got to get a second one. And we're going to install it because it's like so amazing. And I'm like, yes.
They're great.
Yes.
Nail
gun. Same thing.
The one I have that bidet, and it's like one of the ones where it's like just like the seat and everything. Mm-hmm. And I loved it so much that when I got this new house, I was like, okay, I'm committed. I'm a bidet person now. I'm going to get the integrated toilet and bidet single unit, like the whole thing like molded together. Great, good to go.
Nice. And so it's not an attachment.
Exactly. Because like I will say,
I should have just bought a second one for my other bathroom. I haven't, but now that my sister's here, I'm like, I need to. It's $40. How much could it cost? It's one banana.
Because I will say the ones that are like just like lids, like because there has to put like a lot of mechanism in there, it ends up looking very like.
Oh, we use two different ones. Mine goes under the seat.
Yeah, yours is like a smaller. Mine's like an integrated like with a
like this one goes up in the colon.
Exactly. Yeah. It reaches up in there. There's a little hand.
It actually fully clears you out.
A small pipe cleaner.
They call it Earthworm Jim, and he just removes it. It's a branded deal.
Well, they have to have room for the canister of Drano to go.
I like to drain the Drano out and actually fill it with a little bit of cognac, and I call it a sit and slide because I'm sliding into alcoholism. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, yeah. So like the ones that are like a lid, they end up looking like it gives a little bit of like old folks home vibe. So I was like, I want like now that I've done like proof of concept, I want the integrated unit.
Yeah, so it's like it looks normal. You get the secret kitsch gotcha.
And I have yet to install it, but I will, I'm sure, enjoy it once it is installed.
We'll have to do a viewing party. Not by like a public viewing party, but like
no.
I would like to use it.
We'll do a wake.
Yeah. Rest in peace, that poop. Rest in peace, your dirty butthole.
I'm coming back, Jesus.
Rest in peace, big pussy. I'm coming back, Jesus.
Ready or not,
you're not
coming back.
You kicked me out of heaven once. It ain't happening again.
Well, this was a hell of an intro.
Yeah. Hello. And
welcome
to the show. It's the Hell Yeah podcast with the Odie. Oh, I'm like,
always
we don't have like a thing for after that. It's always just
nope.
I'm Odie.
I'm Eric.
And this is a show about two guys. I want to talk about NFTs, and not the kind you're thinking of.
Non-flushable turds.
Oh, that's a little bit better than what I was going to say.
What were you going to say?
We're going to get ratioed. I love NFTs. Nice fucking titties.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
It's something.
They hid the dislikes. It's fine.
I don't have to see it. Still interacted with the video, you fools. I don't know. Well, that would be a fun April Fool's prank, is we just go full misogynist. Brocast.
God.
Who you? And it's the sound is like a crushing beer can.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's a Heineken.
It's a seltzer.
Michelob Ultra. It's
Michelob?
less calories. Michael O.B.
I'm sure someone has been named Michelob.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not the worst name.
It's not good.
No.
Well, it's not good. See, I don't want to say that because then it's like, Michelob, like, almost sounds, I guess maybe because I put an accent on it, but like it's that's not an Americanized name.
Right.
For certain. So it's like, I don't want to say like that's not a real name when like it could be.
It could be.
It could be beef.
It could be beef.
It could be a nursery.
I don't like that.
I can't stop. I weep every night when I close my eyes because it won't leave.
That's fair.
So that's kind of that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know like some people, like I know a few people that have named their kids like Espin, ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
What's the dumbest name you've ever seen? Like for a kid, or like even if it's like as a meme name, because like I don't want to say like real people,
right?
And their names are trash.
I mean, the dumbest one that I've seen that like I still just feel like it's not real is the one where it was Caitlin but spelled with like KVII. I just don't think that was real.
Yeah,
I really don't. I hope for that child's sake it wasn't, but I don't think that was real.
A lot of it is just like you fear that the kids are gonna get bullied and shit, because like if I knew your name was that, I'd bully you.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, you deserve it.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
No, you wouldn't.
The kid's gonna get bullied whether they have a funny name or not. Yeah. Everyone gets bullied, or you bully.
Well, or both. Who bullies the bully?
Let's call the bigger ones.
Not to say abusive parents, but yeah,
that too. Right. The cycle never ends.
Yeah.
Once bullied become the bully. That's how we were that way at work.
Yes. There's
a lifetime of abuse led us to be the problem.
There was one day where he picked you up by your jacket and shoved you up against the locker, and he put you down, and that was the last time he put you down.
Sounds kind of hot.
Yeah. This is a bully to lovers fantasy. I mean, yeah. there's something there.
Yeah.
But like, this isn't like a.
I think the gate just opened.
Am I
expecting a package? Well, Amazon's the only one that could open it.
You need a package? We have packages. Yeah. We have two.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's weird. It's not weird. It's just like, I heard that too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm getting a package today.
I mean, like, there's like the. God, what's the meme of like? It's the basic white mom naming their kids like Braxton, like Daxton, and any of that, like I don't know. It's like
Braylon.
Oh, Braylon. Yeah, Brayley.
Yeah,
Praline.
I mean, didn't those one people name their kid Apple?
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow did. Yeah, but she also has a company named Goop.
Wow.
Where they make the vagina eggs.
Uh-huh. And the vagina candles.
That's right.
And that one of them exploded.
Really?
Yeah, it actually exploded and like almost burned a woman's house down.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wild times over at Goop. That pussy was on fire.
I'm over here not gonna say it. You just like
I'll say it. Fuck it. We're getting ratioed.
Wait. That's one for the. That's not a joke for audio listeners. Oh god. I went to Tucson.
I'm so sorry.
Me too. I went to a wedding. My best friend's little sister's wedding. Which they were already married. So this is more of like a ceremony, like because they were supposed to get married this time last year.
Oh,
so like with COVID and everything until everyone's vaccinated, yada yada yada. All good to go, and nothing too crazy except that because Zach couldn't go because Well, they just had their baby.
They can't bring the baby?
No.
Oh.
No. And like it was going to be too much work to. His wife couldn't go, and the baby, needed to be there, and it is ridiculous to spend the money to like fly and then immediately fly back.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd already talked to his sister. His sister was totally cool with it. She was not one that had an issue. I don't want to go into it, but essentially, I was kind of going, and I was being the representative of that part.
Yeah.
So of my buddy and his wife,
mm-hmm.
And the boy, and the bride and groom both very, very overexcited to see me, which was very nice. I was like, it's great to see you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Blah blah blah. All right, I'm heading out. Which was after like once dancing started. Mm-hmm. So like cake was good.
Right. I've never had cake at a wedding.
I'm still so goddamn pissed that at Brandon and Taylor's wedding I did not get a piece of cake.
I didn't want a piece of their cake because it was like snickerdoodle or some shit, and I'm like, I just don't really like cinnamon much. Although I do love a cinnamon roll every now and then.
See, I'm the opposite. I would have loved a snickerdoodle cake. Cinnamon roll is just too much. It's too heavy. Monkey bread is good. We're too different.
I mean, with cinnamon buns, honestly, I'm mostly there for the.
You're a Cancer, I'm a Leo.
That song keeps coming up. So like, I love that song, but it's not on my playlist. Mm-hmm. I save it for special occasions. But YouTube music,
it's on my playlist, and I normally skip it unless it's the vibe.
YouTube music being as it is, mm-hmm. I have been like listening to like the more recent stuff. So then it was like, okay, well, we're gonna keep playing you. We'll grab you some more songs, mm-hmm. and it's like now like the third song that's on this current playlist past my normal songs. And so like I was at the other house all day, like doing like house shit, and it kept.
Well, no, not your thing isn't installed yet, so you weren't doing house shit.
No, I was not.
Leaving some upper deckers.
Toilets are just out completely. Just shit right down the pipe.
Just shit on the floor.
There you go.
What
on my new floor? No.
We're gonna rip the old carpet. We're gonna rip the carpet up. So go ahead and shit on it. You're fine.
Carpet's already gone. The new floor is installed. It looks great. I'm very happy with it.
I'll have to come by and see it.
Yeah, it looks great. Anyway, that song kept coming on, and I was like, "That's SOS."
That is SOS.
Well, and I kept listening to it, and I was like, it is funny, though, how many of the things in that song line up.
Very much so. Although it's not always perfect one-to-one.
No.
There's quite a few things where I'm like, if you were to consider it, I'm like, they are flipped, but maybe one day we'll go through it and like do an analytical deep down. Mm-hmm.
Deep dive.
Yeah, once you're settled in, we gotta do another onesie stream.
Yes.
Because I was like, we haven't done one at all this year. But like,
I know I need to just do a stream in general because I've been like, oh well, I like tore up the room. I was like, yeah, but I can like do something.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna figure something out.
Yeah.
I have an idea for one, but in case I don't do it, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Next week we're doing It Takes Two on Wednesday.
Oh god, I thought that was this Wednesday. I'm glad it's next Wednesday.
Yeah, it's next Wednesday. Thursday we're playing Golf with Friends with Sin.
This Thursday.
This Thursday, I believe. They will correct us if that was wrong.
Okay.
But because I'm pretty sure they're on spring break right now. Yes, because they were streaming today, and today's normally a school day. That's why. So we have that on Thursday. But next Wednesday we should be doing It Takes Two.
Okay.
If we can't, then
we're gonna finish it.
We should be able to finish it, from what I understand.
I'm not stopping until we finish.
Okay. We might need to start earlier then.
I'm finishing It Takes Two.
But yeah, so that'll be fun. Yeah, because tomorrow I have my 1 year streamiversary stream, which is actually tomorrow, which is always nice. Because it always kind of sucks when it's like a day that you don't do something. So it's like,
right?
Do you go out of your way to make sure you still do it on the day, or is it like the day after? So I'm very glad that you were like, hey, let's do this at like 4 or 5. And I'm like, cool, great. That means that I have a whole evening to blow off what I need to do. Because it's like,
do tomorrow.
Well, so kind of to go back to the wedding, on my way there and back, I did do a bit of like talking out loud through it to make me like, okay, I'm like, I got to learn to condense like what's actually important, because it's really easy for me in particular to get off on all the side details. And I'm like, there are 10 of these fucking books and I want to do it in about 3 hours. There's not much time for each book.
Right.
I was about to say 30 minutes for each book, but that's not correct.
That's not correct.
I'm like, I know for a fact. I'm like, although there's important stuff at the beginning, like first 5 books, they're all like they don't matter,
right?
Because it's like, anyway. I'm practicing it. I have a good idea, and I know what I'm gonna do when I get home. It'll be a good time, and then might be doing a raid tonight, which will hopefully be with a group that's already done it. So like, since I figured it out, humble brag, Kenny and I figured it out. Which you would have figured it out too with us. We probably would have actually got it done a lot faster with you, but I know you were just busy. So unfortunately, you were indisposed.
I was unhappy.
You were a brush above.
I was helping.
Was she?
Yes. Just not in the way I expected.
Correct.
We'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Understandable. Anyway, so when I was in Tucson, I was at this wedding. My buddy's grandmother comes up to me. Because like I've known all of them, like he's been my best friend since I was like 12 when I moved here, and so they've all known me since I was 12. At this point, they've known me longer than like over half my life.
Right.
And so I realized I didn't know anybody there except for the bride and groom and his family, which is like I don't know his cousins. So I'm like, there's this cool aunt who I can hang out with, but she's gonna be busy with pictures here in a minute. Otherwise, I have nobody.
Right.
I go to talk to her as his grandmother comes up and she goes, "Steven, your hair is green." Like, that's how she said hello. She's like, "Your hair is green." I'm like,
"Did you say your hair is gray?"
I said, "Yeah, actually it is. Yeah, I dyed it." She goes, "Why would you do that?" I'm like, I work from home, and so like, it didn't, it's not a big deal, and like, just thought it was fun. She goes, "It's like you're just trying to tell everybody, hey, I have weed." And then she walked away. And the best part was
You are dressed like someone who has weed.
I mean, yeah, but like,
but not at the wedding, I'm sure.
No, of course not at the wedding. I mean, it's legal. I can just go to the store and buy it. Like, well, Arizona, baby.
Our gas prices aren't going up. That was a sign I saw, and I was like, I don't get what that means. I was like, weed isn't gas.
Yeah, like,
I didn't get that one.
Yeah. I'll have to look it up. Okay. But there's something that I want to promote that's not like a paid promotion or anything like that.
Is it weed?
No, it's not weed. No, it's this really insane games bundle that you can buy for like $10. You get like it's like I got 100 games or something like that, including like I forget. There's Skatebird is one of them. No, but they're like they're all like a solid amount of games, but it's all like it's $10 for the bundle, or you could pay more if you want, and it goes to help support Ukraine. Oh, so I thought it was a
Humble
really cool
Bundle-esque.
Yeah. Like, but it's kind of like Humble Bundle on like steroids. It's in Fake Gamers. Give me just a sec. Anyway,
the other thing you could have said when she was like, "Your hair is green," you could have been like, "It's what?" And then be like, get it in front and be like, "Wait."
No. God,
my package was delivered.
Oh, great. I love that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like what?
Just nothing.
You just laugh at this shit?
Yeah.
Stupid fuck. Yeah, no, Steph OS7 posted it and like brought it to my attention most recently. Where was it?
Did she include a question about words with it?
No, she gave us a riddle for today.
I saw.
Oh, well, did you already read it? Oh,
I read it. I don't remember it.
Yeah, and I didn't try to solve it or anything.
No.
Yeah, it's bundled for Ukraine by Necrosoft Games and 733 others. It's 992 games. I'll put the link in the description of the video, so that if you guys would like to, you can do that. It's really cool. All proceeds go to charity. It's a minimum $10 donation, so that's why it's like that. But yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any like what like the big name ones on there are Backbone, Skatebird, Cloud Gardens, Crosscode, Thirsty Sword Lesbians. A lot of these games I don't know. Super Hot. That's one that people like.
Hot.
Santa.
Super hot. I loved Super Hot back when it was like still just like not a Flash game, whatever it was.
Celeste.
And then they came out with the whole
Jotun.
like Kickstarter thing. I was like one of the first people to sign up because I was like, oh bitch, I love this game. I can't wait for them to make it. And like I was like part of the Kickstarter or whatever, and I was like so excited. And then like by the time it came out, I never played it.
I've tried to play it like 3 different times, and I'm like, it's fine.
I really loved it originally. And like I don't even know how the actual
it's the Dark Souls of time-based games.
I don't even know how like the full game is because I never played it. I mean, like I'm glad I supported it because it was a really cool game. But yeah, I never.
Yeah,
they're like, here's your code, and I was like, I'll definitely install this at some point. And I never did.
Yeah, that was like me backing the Kickstarter for the Critical Role Vox Machina animated show, and then being like, hey, like I got an email about it that I just completely ignored. That was like, hey, you're like special like previewing for the first 3 episodes, like you get to see it before everyone else. I'm like, I'll get around to it.
Well, I still remember when you like came running into my room and you were like, they just like blew past like I don't know like $1 million or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was 10 million.
Yeah,
it was an obscene amount of money.
And I was like, okay.
Well, you know, I haven't been watching it lately, so I'm a little less like I'm like I'll get around to it. It's good. I know it's well done, but like
I've seen lots of gifs of it.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen any actually.
Oh,
it's kind of surprising.
You're looking in the wrong places.
You're right. Well, that's because I've been watching a show that makes me cry. Kotaro Lives Alone. No relation to JoJo. That being said, Kotaro, he could go toe-to-toe with the Pillarman.
He could go toe-to-toe with JoJo?
With JoJo, yeah.
Kotaro could go toe-to-toe
Kotaro
with JoJo.
Kojo. Mm-hmm. No, it's a really, really sweet show.
Kotaro.
About the entire reason why I watched the show, because I'm going to tell you about this, because you're not going to watch it. So
absolutely not.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't watch.
Yeah, no, but like it's a very like sweet, but like it is simultaneously sweet and inspiring, and like dark, but not in like a grim dark way. More of just like a reality sort of a thing.
Okay.
Kotaro Lives Alone is about a 4-year-old boy who moves into a dingy apartment building alone.
Why?
He lives by himself.
A 4-year-old can't survive like that.
It's okay. He has a sword if he needs it, and he's like,
how does he pay rent?
You have to watch the show.
You know I'm not going to watch the show.
All I will say is this: it is a very sweet, endearing show about how his neighbors get involved in his life. It's very, very fun, but also deals with a lot of like different types of trauma when it comes to growing up and different ways we relate. I feel like a lot of people get different things out of it. Overall, really good. Spoiler hands are back so that I can tell this to Eric.
Tell me.
So his mother never paid attention to him.
Okay.
Would only wear gloves when she touched him. And one day left.
That's great for a child.
One day left, and then I guess his father's abusive, and he has a restraining order against his father. And so he gets paid from an insurance payout. But like the lawyer lady, one time like she slipped up and said it, and she was like, "No, I mean your allowance." So that's how he has money for everything. But like he moves in, and like the first scene, which is why I ended up watching, like the trailer got me, was he goes next door to the fucking manga artist guy, and he's like, "Excuse me, good sir, do you have a bathtub facility here on site?" And he's like, "No, you have to just go use the bathhouse." He goes, "How unfortunate. Where is it located?" It's like, "Just down the road." You shouldn't be traveling alone. I can take care of myself. Thank you. Like talks like very like that, which is like kind of what the most endearing part is. And like the guy's like, "Dude, you're 4. You can't be like out on your own."
Right.
But no, he lives entirely on his own. He like worships this one show. A lot of it is dealing with like kind of like some traumatic stuff of like, you know, like the kid watches it because it's, you know, the only thing that like he knows and stuff. Mm-hmm. And like the few other neighbors are like really good. They have some really good storylines and whatnot, and it's a good time. So I could tell you more about it a little bit because it's like it's actually like, oh fuck, man, like, you know, like the manga artist is like, yeah, like both my parents died when I was young, a bit older than him, but like I kind of like understand. But like the fact that he's trying to be all on his own, and like the last episode of season 1 is like they find like the kid's grandparents' grave because him and his mom went there once, and then the manga guy is like, she's like, the kid's like, "You need to move so you can like worship from here." He goes, no, I'm good right here, because on the side of it is the kid's mother's name. And like there's the whole first part of the episode is how like the manga guy's like, "Dude, I never lie to you ever," and that was the first time he had to lie to the kid, and it's like through the heart. Anyway, spoilers done. Sorry about that. because that, like, even knowing some of that stuff, it's still worthwhile to go watch it because there's a lot I didn't share. So
I just loved watching you trying to maintain spoiler hands while also just gesturing with your hands.
It's very
like trying to do like your normal like talking with him, but you're like
it's like a 3D effect, like woo. Yeah, but that's what I ended up like binge watching over the weekend.
So you talking about a small child living alone has unleashed a memory in my head that
Pikmin.
Well, is he alone? Isn't there like Alf and the other ones?
I think he ate Alf in the womb.
That explains why he looks like that.
If you had half of you eaten.
If I had a dime.
I'd have one dime.
I'd have a single dime, but that's more than most people. So like, I don't know like what books you had to read growing up, but like I feel that over the course of my literary education, I was forced to read a lot of books about a kid who, through any of a number of circumstances, ended up like on their own, far too young, and having to like figure out how to like live in the wild.
Are you talking about the God?
There's so many that I had to read.
There's the
Into the Wild.
Yeah, well, Into the Wild, but like no, Hatchet.
Yes.
Hatchet. Oh God, I fucking
Hatchet.
loved that book, which is terrifying.
My Side of the Mountain.
Mm-mm.
When the Legends Die.
No.
Oh fuck! What's the one about?
It's like they really want us to like know that like we could get dropped
at any moment. That one about like. Oh, or is it Hatchet? The one where they were like homesteaders or something, like it was like back in the past, and
it's not Hatchet.
Yeah, it's not that,
because Hatchet is the plane crashes,
right? Yes,
and like a big like one of the big scenes is like him like having to dive in there to get shit, and like
yeah,
Jack Wolf. Is that the author's name? I want to look that up because I want to know. Jack London.
This was one where it was like it was a book about it was like
Gary Paulson.
Oh, back in like like homesteady prairie time kind of things, and the like I guess they built a house more or less, like the house was like almost done, like their dad or something like had gone out there and like done it, and
it is the Jack London book Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild, yes.
With like during the gold rush in Yukon, Canada, sled dogs.
Oh yeah, that's not this, but I did have to read that as well. Into the Wild is the one about that one's the actual like true story about that guy who just like went into Alaska and then ate bad berries and died, or a bad plant or something. It's sad. Anyway, they like he like the house was already built, and so like he goes out ahead of all of his family to like settle in the house or whatever, and then like his like little sister and like his mom and dad are supposed to like come out like in like a couple months or something, and then like through a series of like bad events,
unfortunate events,
the family like doesn't get to come, like, and among other things like his sister like dies of a fever and stuff, like, and he like, so he thinks he's been like abandoned by his family basically, and
because like they're dealing with their own trials,
and so like and for some reason like they aren't able to write him, or like the letters aren't getting to him, and so he's having to like figure out how to survive, and like so they run out of like food and everything, and then like he ends up like befriending a local Native American boy of a similar age, and like they form a bond and everything, and he ends up surviving, and like his family finally gets there, and there's this like really dark scene where it's like they like juxtapose him like carving, like he's like woodworking, he's like carving a cradle for his sister who is long dead and he doesn't know, and like in like the movie version like he's like doing that like while it shows her like dying. It's very dark.
Jesus fuck.
Don't remember the name of that book, and honestly don't really care. But anyway, lots of books about like young men, child being out on their own in the wilderness,
surprising
having to survive.
God, like that, like the one book I don't remember what the fuck it's about, but I remember I had to read it for 6th grade. The Golden Goblet.
Goblet or goblin?
Goblet.
Okay,
that would have been lit if it was the Golden Goblet. What was even this book about? I swear to God, I Googled this book once every couple of years because I'll like remember. I'm like, I read this book. Could not tell you what it's about. 51% of users liked this book.
That's more than 50.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It's a children's historical novel by Eloise Jarvis McGraw. It's set in ancient Egypt around 1400 BC and tells the story of a young Egyptian boy named Ranifer who tries to reveal an evil crime and reshape his life.
Did you ever have to read the book The Egypt Game?
No. Was that like Artemis Fowl?
No.
Sounds like it could be.
It wasn't that cool.
Honestly.
But I loved it.
I know I didn't. Was it good?
I remember it being good at the time. It's probably not, and it probably doesn't hold up. So like, don't hold me to that. But fair. At the time, I enjoyed it. I've always been a sucker for Egyptology stuff, though. So it very much was in my wheelhouse. But yeah. Anyway, and then they made a sequel that was like not the Egypt Game. It was, because it was basically like these kids. If I'm remembering correctly, and I'm sure I'm not.
Sounds like Animorphs.
These kids like basically decide that like they're going to like create like basically like almost like a LARPing game for themselves, where like they're like
pretending to be Egyptian?
In ancient Egypt and everything, and then like and craziness ensues. And then like they made like a sequel book that was called like I don't remember what it is, like the Roman Game or something, where it's like they did like a different, and it just wasn't as good.
It's not the same, yeah. Capitalizing off of what like people liked, and it's like that doesn't mean it's transitive.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why I just remembered this. I one time, as like a writing prompt, it was this like we had like a substitute teacher, and so she like brought out these like little single use paper booklet kind of things, where like in it we had to like write like different like prompt stuff or whatever, and so like the prompt was that a baby bunny transforms into a nail, and like what happens?
Wild.
And it was the most bizarre prompt, and
could be a JoJo stand,
and the really like depressing story that I came up with, because I was like, well, what the fuck like do I do with this? Like as a child I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like why would he turn into a nail? And then what? Like nails can't move. Was
someone
that
carves his bones into a nail?
No, like he transforms into a nail, and then and he was like partially like stuck in a wall, and then like as a result of a series of events, his mother rabbit actually like gets spooked and does like a bunny kick thing and like kicks the nail into the wall, and then he just like he's stuck as a nail in the wall forever.
And he can't see?
No,
because he doesn't have eyes on the top of the nail.
Yeah,
it was all around the really thin part. Yeah.
I don't know what.
And you know what that nail did one day when that house burned down? He rented a van outside of Home Depot. He's coming back baby. This Easter. Ready or not?
Ready or not, here I come. Jesus.
We brought it back. Hop onto this. Nail gun. Dodge this nail. So I know that you are a much bigger fan of the Sabriel books than I am.
Yes.
Did you read any of Garth Nix's other stuff?
I read. What else did he make?
Shade's Children.
No.
Oh, Shade's Children was really good. That was the one where it's like kids are like being like factoried, and there's like 7 colored knights things like that just play like the word like games, and like one dude's a big muscle boy where they like pump them full of HGH and make them like mongoloid, like massive fucking over muscular
JoJo characters.
Yeah, like that. See, you love it. And then like
I know the references.
It's they made a movie, I think, for Shade's Children. I'm pretty sure.
No, I never read that one.
And then he also made the
Did he write The Supernaturalists? No, that was the guy who did Artemis Fowl. Who was that?
What was this book? The Keys to the Kingdom series.
I did try to read that one. I didn't get super into it. Josh liked that one. Actually, that could be
It's apparently on sale for $36 right now, but like all 7 books.
I don't think Josh liked it.
It is 64% off. It's normally $100.
Buy it. You won't. You're scared.
Stop pressuring me, but I'm gonna do it. If I order it in 2 hours and 9 minutes.
The Supernaturalist was written by the Artemis Fowl guy, who was
Ian
Coulter.
Narth Giggs.
I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm gonna go Ian Colfer.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
I loved that.
So I'm gonna add this to cart.
Didn't they make a sequel? Has outlined plans for a sequel. Boy, it's too late. The original was 2004. He's an Irish author.
Oh.
That explains why the name is spelled like that.
Incorrectly?
No, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Pronunciation.
No, the Keys to the Kingdom series.
We are looking at how to pronounce this traditional Irish name.
I just want the
How do you go about
pronunciation.
pronouncing it? Not like it's spelled, but simply Owen.
Owen.
Oh.
Oh. Owen Colfer.
Okay.
Right, the supernaturalist and the other thing. Anyway.
It'll be here Thursday.
Welcome to Book Hour.
Yeah. Yo, Scholastic this, bitch. Spank the Monkey lends a hand. Grow a Pair, Timmy.
What?
These are books recommended for you. My smelly ass.
Not for me, for you, evidently.
Well, like, it's... I don't know if this was some of it. It's like, Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber.
Why are those recommended to you?
Kat and Zach. Because it's all of our, like, we were all on one account. And so, like, I think they were also looking up, like, dirty children's books.
Oh.
Because I'm like, I haven't been lately. Anyway, Keys of the Kingdom series was really cool, where it was, there's 7 books, one for each day of the week. And it's about, like, a kid who gets, like,
and aren't they named like Mr. Wednesday and like
Drowned?
Brandon liked those books, not Josh.
Mr. Monday, Grim Tuesday,
yes.
Drowned Wednesday, Sir Thursday, Lady Friday, Superior Saturday, Lord Sunday, and like I never finished them.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was really cool where it's like the house that like is in this alternate world thing is like, and they can switch, they can go back and forth between the real world and shit, and like he has like a friend or some shit. Like, but I remember like getting like the powers, like having like the clock hand was important, the minute hand, but it's like it's not as powerful as the hour hand, or something like that. And like how like there's like bureaucracy and shit. And I think it was like Superior Saturday, his domain was like this like essentially like the skeleton bones of a tower that just keep going up to like the heavens because he's trying to catch up to Lord Sunday's garden, which is in a tree that apparently just keeps growing. Like it outpaces it, so it'll never catch up. And so there's like cool shit like that. I think Drowned Wednesdays in like the middle of the ocean and shit. And like there's really cool characters where like everything's like paper themed and whatnot. And it's like very bureaucracy, but like magic, where it's still bureaucratic though. Really cool. I shouldn't have spent $36, but it was on sale from $100, which I'm like,
there you go.
That makes sense because like the other box sets are expensive. Like the fucking Series of Unfortunate Events, all 13 hardcover, fucking $130.
Hardcover books are expensive.
Yeah.
There was a book when I was growing up that like I loved. I thought it was so weird, but like I really like was pumped about it. I don't know if you ever read it. It was called The Game of Sunken Places. I really like that book.
Sounds bad.
Why? Okay.
I'm just having fun with it.
Well, then I found out that it actually was a series.
Oh.
And like and so like I ended up I bought one of the books and I never read it because it was something called like The City of Gut and Bone or something.
Weird.
And it sounded cool, and then I just never read any of them. But I remember like when I was a kid like loving The Game of Sunken Places. And it's just a good name. I like it.
It's a cool name.
Yeah. Because like, and there's like, because like, it's like these two friends end up like playing this game
of Sunken Places.
Well, and it becomes it's Jumanji-esque in the sense that like the game becomes real or whatever, and like in this place.
If you die in the game, you die in real life.
Yeah, and like, I guess spoilers, but like they don't realize that like they think they're working together, but they don't realize that they're actually competing.
Oh, like there's only one winner.
And there's a reveal at the very end that like, because like the one kid is like, he's gonna like sacrifice himself so the other one can like finish. And as he's like getting like choked out basically by this like evil guy, he's like, you know, he's like you know, whatever the guy's name is, like Ryan or something. He's like, well, Ryan's about to win, and then like evil guy's like, yeah, I know. And that's when he realizes like, oh, we're not on the same team.
Like Ryan planned it.
Well, no, like Ryan doesn't know either, but Ryan technically is playing for the enemy team. He's like their pawn, and he doesn't know it.
Oh fuck.
And so then like, and it ends up working out okay. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, so like the good guys win, but
as they should. Well, the good guys wrote the book.
Well, yeah.
History is written by the victor. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like, yeah, but those books, that sounds cool. There's a lot of really cool books.
Yeah. Some books though, like they hold like a special place in my memories, and I'm afraid to ever reread them because like I don't want to be let down. Like I would rather.
I mean, I had to reread The Merchant of Death, and like, let me tell you, remembering that Bobby is 14 when he starts writing his journals, and talking a lot about how hot Courtney Chetwynd is it's like, why are you recommending this? I'm like, because I remember in the 10th book,
right,
when it's much more adult.
Well, and it's different too. It's like I read Game of Sunken Places when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And like,
well, it's like the Ghost Boyfriend book where I'm pretty sure people have found the book, but you're like, it's never the one.
Yeah. That I would reread.
Yeah.
If I could ever find it. And at this point, it probably is an amalgamation of multiple like things in my head, but like, I'm telling you, I really think it was its own busted ass paperback book from the VNSA book sale that was a romance novel that I should not have had. I'll just write my own.
Yeah.
What is it? Leave me be.
Leave me alone.
Leave me be.
That's like the Inkheart series.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked, but it's just like reading like, not like adult books, but like reading books that aren't written for young adult. Like there's definitely a difference, and you know, some stuff is better and some stuff like still holds up. Like I also really liked Thief Lord. That was a really cool book. I remember that. Stuff like that. Like fucking someone wrote this in the comments too, and like I've just been really bad because I've been like working on this Pendragon shit. But Brandon Sanderson, the guy who writes Stormlight Archive and Cosmere, I've been reading through Mistborn, which is pretty good so far. It's very much of like, if it's your first fantasy book, it's a good one. Because it's like a magical heist, more or less. You would like the Allomancy in it, where if you're a Mistborn or a Misting, you can burn it, like if you consume a metal. Yeah, Misting. You consume metals. So if you're a Mistborn, you can burn all of the metals, all 8. Although there's actually 10. Or something like that, where like by burning a certain metal it does something. So like inside you can burn pewter and suddenly you're stronger, and like everything is stronger. But if you're carrying something heavy and it wears out, it could fucking crush you. And then like burning tin, I think, makes you like all of your senses are like at like max, so like you can see really fucking far like in darkness and whatnot, but like a bright flash of light could blind you. So you got to be careful. And then like push and pull on steel and iron and shit, and like to kind of make it seem like you're jumping on air, flying, but you're not. It's interesting. Anyway, he apparently came out with a live stream, or he did like an announcement video. Brandon Sanderson, the writer, who this guy writes an insane amount, and it's all really good. Hence why I've been slowly working through Cosmere shit. He goes, "Well, I've lied to you," and we're like, okay,
great start.
He goes, and then he gets up and he goes over to a pie chart he had made, and I'm like, he's like, this is my normal year. I spend, you know, almost half of my time every year traveling and going to, you know, bookstores and conventions and whatnot. Like it's, you know, very prolific, and I write stuff here and there. You know, obviously in some of my free time I will do a little bit of extra writing, because that's kind of like where like short stories, when he has an idea and wants to write it out. And he goes, so anyway, well, last year, since, you know, especially since the pandemic started, like haven't doing so, I didn't write a secret book on the side. I wrote 4 that'll all be released like in the next year, and like all through like 2023 and shit, like fully, like it's on like there's like a Kickstarter and shit for it. I forget exactly why. It was a long video. I'm not watching the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the patience.
TLDW.
Mm-hmm. He's releasing more books, and apparently they're pretty cool. They're like kind of like standalone stuff, but it's like, oh no, he wrote 4 books. Like, and this is the guy who, you know, each Stormlight Archive book is 1,000 pages, but it's good, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy about that. That's gonna be really cool. I want to look into what they're supposed to be. There's like been like a little bit like released and whatnot, but I know I kind of really want to reread the Stormlight Archive series, but I'm like, I have other books that I want to read that like I either haven't read recently or like have been meaning to, but it's like it's set a standard, like, not to like suck this guy's dick even more so, you know, but like it's really hard to not compare other books to him, where I'm like, yeah, no, the writing style isn't as good. Like, it's just not. It's like, you're being a little too like heavy-handed, or you're talking down to me like I'm a child. Young adult book, so it makes sense. Although I will say one of the problems that DJ McHale has in the Pendragon series is that Bobby will repeat himself a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, every time, every new chapter reiterating that, like, shit's fucked. We gotta beat up St. Dane. Yeah, Bobby, I know. Nothing changed since last chapter. But I'm glad we got reminded of it. Like, it's constantly on his mind. Yeah. But it's more of like, if you were writing like a journal, like, you would kind of get repetitive if it's what you're dealing with. So, that's all I got. You got anything else on books?
No. I would really struggle to create an accurate pie chart of how I use the time in my day, like on average.
Well, it was more of like his like year. So like,
right. I should say that, but like, just like in general, I was, as soon as you said that, I tried to think about it. I was like, how much time do I spend like on channel stuff versus like work versus like, you know, working around the house?
Don't
versus,
let work
like,
see how much time you spend
YouTube
on work
versus like, you know, I'm like,
but a lot of that overlaps.
I would really struggle to actually like bracket that out in an at all reliable way.
So like, what if there was like, what Google Glasses could have been if there was like a little thing that's like, it could just like computer chip scan your brain and and go, oh yeah, this is what your time was. Would you want to know?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That'd be cool,
especially if it was like self-help. Like if it's like, oh hey, like I would love to have like essentially Siri or whatever, but like not where I have to ask it, because I don't want to ask for help. Basically like her, but then that's also kind of like a problem too.
I loved that movie.
That movie was great.
And I don't like
Did you
movies.
watch it only at Jason's house that one time? I think we all did, because they made us watch it. And I was
like, as soon as I got over there, I felt so betrayed.
I did not want to watch it.
I felt so betrayed, and I wanted to leave, but I couldn't because I didn't drive. For some reason, I didn't drive, and I was like, "You lured me here under false pretenses to watch a film."
Yeah, that movie's a film.
And it is a film,
but it's
then
good.
I loved that movie.
It was really good. It was really like heartbreaking, but not like in a bad way. Like it made sense. Like it's like, yeah, no, like
it was very like
learn to love each other, baby.
It was very sad, but not in a way that felt like hopeless or something. It was just sad in a very like it's just a sad story.
It's like if Black Mirror like decided to take a day off.
I never watched Black Mirror.
It's just it's just bad.
The one episode with Miley Cyrus.
That's right.
That like I don't remember why I watched it with you, but we watched it together, and I was like,
Marley, Jack, and Ashley too, or no?
Bop.
Yeah,
I still have those songs in my playlist,
as you should,
but not the original ones. I have extended remix ones in my phone. In my playlist.
Well, that's like I don't have the Leslie Jones Tight Pants Body Rolls. I have the Titus Jones remix of Tight Pants Body Rolls.
That is the better way of consuming that. That is also in my playlist.
Yeah, makes sense.
Where it belongs.
Yeah, put away, never to be shown,
hidden, and I will always skip it.
Have you ever noticed that like sometimes with like your playlist, like I have like my mega playlist that has like 400 songs on it. It will shuffle and play the same 20 songs.
Yeah,
often, like, or one of those 20, which like statistically makes sense and it's random, but like if I hit shuffle 5 times, you're gonna play 5 songs of those 20 songs, and it's aggravating.
Yeah,
I'm like, you know, there's more in there, right? And they're like, we know.
Well,
but you like these ones. I'm like, because you keep playing them.
Apple, which I don't like, but
asshole is what I call them.
Apple actually put out an interesting like article statement sort of thing where they were talking about how originally, way back, when they released like the shuffle option, basically, it was truly random. It was a random number generation picked the song, and people got mad because when they were given an actual random set of their music, they felt like because in an actual random set, you will have situations where like you'll get 2 songs from the same album back to back, maybe not like track 1, track 2, but like track 1, track 8, and everything. And people were like upset because they're like, this doesn't feel random, but it was. But they wanted a modified random, and so that sort of like set down a path of like modifying the constraints of what shuffle actually does as sort of like an industry standard to be like, okay, so it's not actually random, it's like a modified form, like an algorithmic random. Yeah. And one of the things that more recently, to my understanding, has taken off in the world of shuffle technology is that they will like put a preference towards songs you have recently added. They get like a higher sort of like chance of coming up, because the thought is like, okay, you added this more recently, so like you probably want to hear this. So like it's a shuffle, but like you might be like, oh, how interesting that the third song in this shuffle is a song I added yesterday, when like random chance of a 600 song list probably would not have come up.
Well, that's like, the other thing too is like where people, if you were to like go up to your average person and be like, if you flipped a coin 50 times and one set was heads 49 times and the 50th time was tails, and the other one was like heads, tails, heads, tails, like which one's more random? People would probably say this one, even though they're both just as random. Actually, if anything, that would like with more patterns and whatnot, there's probably a better chance that one's not random versus like, no, because true randomness doesn't look random.
However,
so. Which is why, like, if you're ever gonna like fake it, it's like, heads, tails, random. It's like, no, it's like either just do it, or like you could have tails 17 times in a row. It's not impossible. Improbable. Actually, not really. It's 50-50 chance. Well, no, because it's 50-50. Yeah. Well, no, it either does or it doesn't. It's 50-50, baby.
It's heads or tails, so it's heads or tails.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You got 50% chance of both.
Can I can I get tails 17 times in a row? 50-50 chance. Either I do or I don't.
There you go.
That's it, baby.
And that's on what?
And I did not do well in math.
Well, I loved math as a kid, and then as I got older, I just lost interest in it. I did not get worse at it. I just was less compelled by it. But it was my favorite subject for years.
It's problem solving. It's literal problem solving. It's fun. It's using your brain.
I loved proofs. And most people hated them. Like in geometric proofs. I loved it.
I was just bitching about proofs yesterday.
Oh, I loved them.
I hate proofs.
Most people hated them. I loved them.
It's like, you need to prove it. Why?
I loved the logic of it. I don't know why.
It's stinky to me.
Ooh, I loved it.
God,
I enjoyed that one a lot.
I'm going to sack the fucking
lot of you. Next time. You all better
Hey, guys. If we can hit 2,000 subscribers, we'll make Odie do proofs for a whole live stream.
Hell yeah.
Where it's just going to be the energy of you going, what don't you understand? And me just crying and it's 11 p.m. at the table.
You're not done.
Dad, please. I'm so tired.
Well, you'd have to like read up on all the rules again, though.
Make your own rules. Guardians decide their own fate.
You're not a guardian.
I could be. You may be able to kick my ass in the real world, but online, you still could kick my ass. And that's the vibe. Yeah. You want to do questions?
Sure.
I don't mean to we can keep going. That's up to you.
I have nothing else to say.
And you'll be quiet for the rest of this. Question time. Question time. What is it? Oh, that was good. What is the... I don't know where it is. Oh, are we good with all of these?
Yeah,
I didn't even think to... Okay, fuck it.
Fuck it up.
Fuck it up, Kenny.
If we don't like one, I'll just say, I don't like that.
Yeah, you know what? That's what you get
now.
Fuck
that person.
We're going to say your name out loud and say, fuck you, that was a bad question.
God.
And I hope you take it personally. Lovely Deviant Alyssa asked, what's your favorite category of home maintenance slash
Category is
home maintenance slash household project? Example, landscaping, outdoor maintenance, indoor renovations, painting, interior design and decorating, etc.
not painting.
Painting sucks.
Actually, I don't mind like roller painting. Cut in can suck my entire dick. It's bullshit. It's hot boo-boo garbage. The only thing worse than doing the cut in is masking. I'm not here to paint. I'm not here to paint.
We painted. You painted that sweet ass design, and you did all that tape in our old apartment.
That one was fun though.
Yeah,
that one was okay because it was an accent wall.
I regret how tired and exhausted I was, and how quickly I gave up, because I was under the impression that Tyler was going to be there to help because she kept making that claim, and instead got roped into being a DD till 3 a.m. and her phone died, which we would later come to know as the Tyler special. Which is nothing against her personally. It's just that girl does not charge her phone.
It's against her professionally.
Yeah. Like, it is an attack if her phone is above 45%.
Something's wrong.
She just eat hot chip and lie.
Well,
not intentionally, but like, hey, you're going to come here.
Made an untruth of her.
You're going to do the cut. You're going to do the cut-in, right? She's like, you can count on me.
God, I hate cut-in.
2 a.m, and Eric's like, do the cut-in.
I always end up doing like landscaping stuff at my parents' house, and because they have a good amount of land.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say there is something that feels like very viscerally rewarding about like just, I mean, not to be an old man about it, but like being outside and doing something with your hands and then seeing the end result and being like, I fucking did that.
Landscaping is nice, like when you've had to like pick up all the weeds and it's like clean everything up. You gotta like, if you gotta rake shit. Like, I haven't had a backyard in many years, so it's like, it doesn't seem like it, but
yeah,
like I do enjoy like that's a more fun thing, because it's like you can see the progress, and there isn't anything that like you need to visualize for it. It's just pick it up.
It's very tangible, so that always feels rewarding. But like, yeah, I'll just go with that. I mean, like I like interior renovation stuff. Like, I don't like the really heavy shit, like knocking down walls and doing drywall and all that shit. Like, that fucking sucks. But like, you know, interior stuff can be fun. Like remaking the kitchen and shit.
I built that coffee table. That was really cool. It was really fun, actually.
Yeah.
Lovely Deviant Alyssa also had asked, when
two questions.
Yeah. Which is fine, but like it was in line with the other one, so I was like, okay, cool. And I didn't know how many we'd end up having, so it was all good, no worries. When unpacking after moving into a new place, are there any particular belongings that once you've unpacked them, the new residence starts to feel more officially like home to you, even if you've still got a ton left to do when it comes to truly setting in? For example, with every move I've ever done, once I have my bookshelves and their content set up and some photos hung up on the walls, that's when the place starts to feel like mine. Even if I still have a bunch of other stuff to unpack and complete, it's the whole grand scheme of the process. It's early.
Yeah.
No, you're behind.
That's 6.
Yeah, but that says 5:57, 5:58.
Something is that? Oh yeah, that's
something's got to give.
I'm not fixing it. The lighting's fine. Probably like wall decorations. Like, I never really go crazy with wall decorations. Like, I'm not really like an art on the wall kind of person.
Not a Wally.
Yeah, but I like simple, impactful kind of wall stuff. So I do a lot of mirrors, things like that, because those like brighten and like open up the space, and I'm used to, you
gotta bust that living room open.
Very small spaces that like they need all the help they can get. So probably like once I put like some mirrors up on the wall, because I will say the flip side of that, it is amazing how quickly this place no longer felt like home. As soon as I pulled all the mirrors down, I was like, I'm living in a small cave.
Yeah, well, like going into your office, like with you took down all the
shelving's down.
I'm like, this room feels bigger, but also smaller.
Yes,
in two different dimensions. Yeah. Like for me, like I don't really know, because I've only ever moved into like a room, or like I've always been a very passive mover, like minimalist, but that's not like as like I don't own a lot of things, but like I don't take up a lot of space, or I try not to. You think of Roy?
Yes, Ike.
Yeah, Ike. Yeah, okay. But like, because like when we moved into our apartment, like I had whatever stuff I brought from my parents' house, which was not very many things.
It all fit in the back of the truck.
Yeah, I could move in my Maxima, full stop, and I'm good. And except for the bed, which that was because I bought that because I knew we were getting a place. But like, and then we had our game room, but that's like, okay, cool. Like you were kind of had more stuff than I did. So it's like, then we kind of like, you know, pitter patter, let's get at her, you know? But when Tyler and I moved into our apartment, like it still doesn't feel like even though she's moved out and I've like started to put my stuff out, it still doesn't feel like that space. Yeah. My room does, but I just don't have a lot of stuff. I'm slowly getting more comfortable. So I don't know. I plan on, we'll see how much my rent goes up. I'm very curious to see, because apparently, you know, online it's $600 more expensive for my unit. And I'm like, I don't fucking think so, baby. Because there's no way they're going to let me like only rate, like there's no way they're going to raise it by only $50.
No.
Which would be theft, but I guess reasonable. So we'll see. But I'm like, if I end up moving, I'll probably have my sister come with me. And then I'm like, I will need to like make a better space, because now I'm kind of like, well, if I'm only going to be here for a few more months, like why bother doing anything else?
Right.
So unless I end up staying, we'll see. Anyway, I'm figuring it out. A lot of times it's just like you got to have like your things. I just need the TV. I need one lawn chair. And then
an upturned 5-gallon bucket as the table.
Yep. And then I got 2K15 and we're ready to go, baby. That's it. There you go. Starting at galleys.
Galley winter. Time freezes for 48 Horus.
I left that in there.
And you're the only thing not affected. What are you doing with that 48 hours? Theft.
I also assume that like it is something where like you could still interact with things, and it's not like no, they don't move, because like then you're just trapped.
Well, then then what?
Yeah, it's the idealized version of like if time's frozen. If time is frozen for 2 days, and like security cameras and shit weren't able to like track it
because it's moving too fast.
I guess that's fair if you had 48 hours. Because I was thinking like
if
JoJo time stop, you could stop, but it's only for 9 seconds at most, is what Dio did. So it's like. No, you could just fucking go. Clock stopper.
I'm going to take money.
I'd take money, but it also like...
Not goods, though, because like those could be traced. But money.
Really? Because I'm
potentially, depending on what you steal. Like, I joked and said grand larceny, but I wouldn't actually like... Well, I wouldn't do like... I wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't download a car.
You could get some power tools.
You could. You could get a nail gun.
Yeah. You could do
just a little light, low-grade theft, or maybe like really run some numbers and like take a lot of money. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, that's you. Yeah, like money, or like stuff, just like food.
Well, it's like, what else am I gonna do?
Snacks.
Like, what else would you do with 48 hours?
I'd jerk off for part of it. Let's be real.
Well, at some point, of course. I mean, it's 48 hours.
Yeah, like that's a long time.
You expect me to go 48 hours without?
Would you actually be able to bust, though? Or would it be that, like, once the 48 hours is up, it's just, oh! No, because you're moving.
Yeah.
But if you jerked off everybody else...
Well, you couldn't have them finish.
Until it
all catches up with them.
The orgasm heard around the world.
See, you can't do that. That's a violation.
Oh, you're right.
Theft is fine.
Theft is fine. No, that's sexual assault. I'm sorry.
You got to steal from rich people who don't deserve the money.
You're right.
That's literally the only thing to do, though, because what else would you do?
Would they all finish at the same time, though? Like at 48 hours? Like that would be like a worldwide phenomenon. Like people would research that.
Okay, but that's not how that would work. Because like your body doesn't just like store it up.
No, but like if they don't... I can't stop thinking about it.
Stop going down that rabbit hole.
What else would I steal?
But
It's just theft.
But like genuinely, like what else would you do with 48 hours?
I mean, maybe you fucking steal a PS5 from a store if it just came out. What are they gonna do? It's one banana. It's one banana, Michael. Go steal one banana. One banana. Actually, I'd steal clothes.
Okay. Bring down fast fashion, one man.
I'd go to the Lego store.
That part. Ooh, that would be good. I'd take that Titanic.
I did have to go talk to some, like, I gotta go talk to somebody because I'm awkwardly standing at this wedding alone, like in the cocktail hour by myself.
So you went to the Lego store?
So I went up to this one couple who like looked like they were just talking to themselves. The guy had a really cool mustache, kind of like Daniel Day-Lewis vibes. His name was Daniel, and that's how I remember it. Don't remember her name. And, you know, like a fart in the wind, I'm gone. Yeah. But I go up to them and I'm like, hey, I don't know anybody here. Do you guys know anybody here? Because, like, aside from the bride and groom, it's just me. And I'm very uncomfortable, and I figured I'd say hello. This is an icebreaker. I was very panicked. Within 2 minutes, I was mentioning the tiger butthole and why Lego doesn't want you to know it. But then they were, like, very excited since we got seated at different tables. Not that we were seated at different tables, but that
sure?
On my way out, I made sure to go over to them and say hello, and they were, like, very excited. They were like,
they said tiger butthole.
They were like, yes. And I'm like, they won't see it. And they're like, you woke us up. I feel like Matrix. I'm red pilling people about the butthole.
About the butthole.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess since I can't morally jerk people off during the time stop, I guess I just like steal shit. Take a nap. Probably. You can't stay up for 48 hours straight.
Yes, you can.
I mean,
I have.
Yeah. I mean, I have too, but like
so you lied.
Why would you? When you can nap for free.
Because time is stopped.
That's right. I would say you could get 48 hours of rune crafting done, but no, you can't.
No.
It wouldn't work.
The servers are down.
You're a macro. It looks like you auto hotkeyed.
Oh my god. Okay. Steph OS 7.
This is the riddle.
Asks a riddle.
We might have to like read it and then while we're thinking about it, go to the other ones and come back to it.
I'm not good at riddles. I love logic puzzles.
She was very concerned. She's like,
I don't like riddles.
Because riddles are also hit and miss, like in D&D and shit, where it's like, this is a riddle for a child, and it could be it's either a thinker or a stinker. Stinker. Well, sometimes like you just get them, and sometimes it's like, I got no fucking clue. So we'll see.
I don't care for riddles, but I will. I
don't like riddles. I like people to be forthright.
But I'll read this one aloud. Like I said, I love logic puzzles. Proofs.
Oh, like what is it like where there's like light bulbs, like the light bulb problems and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Or like how do you get everybody across?
Right. Or like, who ones where it's like, okay, like this person lives next to that who like is this, who like has a cat. This person's like doesn't have
person in front of you has a hat.
Right. Like that kind of shit. Cause like
the
that's
trolley.
Because that's a problem I can work through. A riddle is like, it's not like that.
It's like what starts with E and ends with E and has one letter in it. And you're like, Epe.
That noise. Strike. Strike the tip of the sword for the might of the pen. If I have one with you, we shouldn't need one again. What is it? Strike the tip of the sword for the might of the pen. If I have one with you, we shouldn't need one again. A legally binding document? An NDA.
Yes, sir. Is it a name? That has nothing to do with strike the tip of the sword for the might of the pen.
That's a play on the whole like pen is mightier than the sword thing.
This is a good one. This is a thinker.
It's a thinker, but
I'm gonna keep thinking about it, but we're gonna move on. I will give up at the end of this, but I'm gonna still try.
I probably won't. Full disclosure.
That's fine. Well, like she was worried that like we'd get it immediately and she'd feel like a fool. So if you stump us, like that's good. I think. I don't know what you want here, Steph. Is this what you wanted? Holly B asked, Why didn't you answer Steph's? What was the worst activity you remember doing in your grade school gym class? Let's be honest, there comes a point when your teacher gets bored and starts making up random games no one wanted to participate in. I have one.
I don't really have any like memorable ones. Like I'm sure there was like dumb shit, but nothing that really like stuck as like truly bad. It was, I'm sure, just boring.
Freshman year wrestling, we had a Saturday practice where we went and ran to the coach's house and helped shovel rock into the backyard. We did get a couple pizzas ordered after 4 hours.
Well,
but
put in your pre-lunch work.
It was a great workout, apparently, except I'm like, I feel like you just exploited the team for labor, and this is absolutely against a lot of rules.
Yeah, it really seems like it's against rules.
But, like, it was like...
Who cares?
Yeah, it was like a decade ago over that.
You got pizza, don't it?
Right, fuck, man. Yeah, except Westy got a ride. He was one of our 2 heavyweights, because, like, the other heavyweight, Lucas, like... he was...
I almost just said his last name.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Oh, he was one of my friends, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
and just like, because I always think about him with his last name, I was about to just go like...
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But like Lucas, Zach, and I, like, we all fucking ran, and then we just see Wesley going in the air-conditioned car, and I'm like, must be nice, in the FJ Cruiser.
Well,
more like
then
FJ
who really
loser.
lost?
Me, who had to get a ride in my stepdad's PT Cruiser 3 hours late from band practice every time. Yeah. Anyway, that was
Did it have the wood panels on the side?
Mm-hmm. No, it didn't.
Sad.
Ryan's did, though.
Sad.
Asian asked, how is Odie coping with that Christian single sign-up trauma? I mentioned that earlier. If y'all could erase the existence of one and only one emoji, which would you get rid of?
Only one. There are so many. Lately, I've had a real problem with the use of the drooling emoji on Discord. It looks fucking disgusting. And I don't like it. It's
don't
vile.
like the upside down smiley face.
I love that one.
Because I don't understand what it means.
It's how I feel.
I don't get it. Because I feel like people use it to mean different things and I don't understand.
I know how it makes me feel.
Is it supposed to be like on the outside I'm smiling, but on the inside I'm crying?
For me, it's just sort of like a, well, fuck me, I guess. That's the feeling I get from it. Just like everything's just fucking upside down. Fuck me, I guess. That's what I use it for.
Oh.
I also don't usually use emojis.
I'd get the weird devil one with the long nose. I don't like that one.
I don't like that one.
High Key Galley. Odie about JoJo. What's your favorite opening and whose theme is your favorite? I mean, a little bit of this is due to the fact that, like, animation's gotten better, but, like, this current Stone Ocean opening is really fucking good. It looks really, really, really good. But my favorite theme, it's really hard to not say Jorno's theme, which is, I'm not going to sing it for you. I don't know it. Like, it's like that. That one's really cool. Although I am a sucker, like, my personal... I really fucking love Jotaro's theme. I also really like this fan-made... It's not official, but there's like a bunch of fan-made ones for Steel Ball Run for like Johnny and Gyro. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, they're all really good. I'm like, but they're not official. I'm like, maybe I just love cowboys. I don't want to be a cowboy, though. But I love cowboys. I want to
be a cowboy, baby.
Like, I don't want to wear a cowboy hat. Which actually is funny. In Steel Ball Run, Mountain Tim, the lawman, he's the guy made of rope, more or less. He can, like, put his body across like rope, so like if you shoot him he could just go, I'm rope, and it just goes past him. Mountain Tim. But they make fun of him because he has like a weird hat. He wears a cowboy hat. Mountain Tim.
Yggdrasil asks,
if
you expect the unexpected, doesn't it become the expected?
Ideally, but that's the goal.
I mean, I think when they say, like, expect the unexpected, it's not meaning that literally. It's just meaning, like, prepare yourself for eventualities that you can't, like, you know. Just try
Very rarely does a plan go off.
Try to be prepped in general.
Yeah. Because it's better to at least, I think it's more so meant to think of what could go wrong or like what could be unexpected based on this. And a lot of times that's the thing is like, it's unexpected. You're not going to be ready for it.
Yeah, it's kind of more of like, to me, like the saying is more of just like, expect that it's not going to go exactly how you think it will.
It's a setting expectations.
Yeah.
But, you know, that way they can push their, you know, tummy teas on Instagram.
Those waist trainers. Iduna Lily.
Trash shoes. Those are the shoes you had from the flood. Your waist trainers.
Not those shoes.
Your stinky boots.
I watched.
I love that. I love that Broadway musical, Stinky Boots.
Boots. They weren't even boots. They were leather Converse. Like thank God.
Stinky leather Converse.
They were easy to wash though because
that's
of
great.
Leather. Iduna Lily asks, do you dunk your cookies in a glass of milk or do you take a bite off a cookie and then take a sip from the glass of milk? There's a fundamental problem with this, which is I don't need milk to enjoy my cookies.
I have dunked Oreos in milk, but I have also been privy to the most supreme way of enjoying milk-soaked Oreos, and that is you inhale the middle sleeve of the Oreos, and then you put milk in it. Brandon and I used to do that.
Okay.
And then you have a tray of milk with your cookies, and you can just...
So you dunk them.
Yeah, dunk, yeah.
I
would never drink milk.
Well, that like makes a mess of the milk.
Yeah, well, I'm not drinking the milk. I toss the milk once I'm done. It's only for dunked.
Okay, here's a thing. So like, to answer the question, I guess.
Do you need to take that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll vamp. Oh, fuck. Can't believe I've done this. Anyway, I mentioned it earlier, but today, well, when this comes out, it'll be Wednesday, March 16th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I guess we're now the same. Come by my stream. It's down below, twitch.tv/Odiepus Rex. It'll be a really cool, interesting time. It'll be a stream that's not like everyone else, like not like my normal stuff, because it'll be like kind of like a lecture. I'll record it and upload it to my YouTube channel, but it'll be cool. Strike the tip of the sword for the might of the pen. If I have one with you, we shouldn't need one again. Like a problem, a memory. If I have one with you, we shouldn't need one again. Because I feel like the strike the tip of the sword for the might of the pen is almost just like for the rhyming structure, where it's if I have one with you, we shouldn't need one again. I feel like name. No, if I have name, a bond.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a stinker. Or oh yeah, you had asked the
milk.
Oh, the milk cookies. Yeah.
And then I had a thing that I was thinking, but I can't. Oh, you talked about like not gonna drink milk. So like,
I don't care how weak my bones are.
When I like have like cereal, and then I pour the milk in, and then I finish the cereal, I pour the milk out. I'm done. Like a lot of people like then like drink the milk.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's disgusting.
Only if it's like if I had a good cereal with it, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk is fine.
Mm-mm.
But it makes me sick. Like if I have 2 bowls of cereal back to back, I can't drink the milk on the second one.
I don't want it, and it used to infuriate my mother because she was like, "Well, then stop pouring so much milk in the bowl, and you wouldn't have extra milk." I'm like, "But I need it to be covered. I need to be able to like
dunk,
force them under. I need to be able to waterboard these Fruit Loops. Although I don't actually usually eat Fruit Loops with milk.
But with magic food, has it been good?
Yeah,
is it tasty. You like it?
It's good. I like it. I like the fruit one specifically. The other ones are like dirt,
dog water.
Well, they literally taste like dirt.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a feature.
But the fruit one is good. It tastes like Fruit Loops.
Yeah, well, that's a goal. I don't know.
Any hole is a goal.
Like people would have to like investigate what happened if suddenly like
that's not how that would
like
work.
500 people. Well, because it's like if you just built it up, like all that friction, or maybe could you like rip people's skin if they're not supposed to move?
Well, yeah, that's my thing. Is it's like if they can't move, but like
if 500 people suddenly had their dick fell off,
but you'd have to be able to like interact in some way with stuff, or else you literally couldn't do anything. So like in the same way that like if I'm stealing money, I have to be able to like open a register or something. Like, I need to be able to like actually hold the money. So like I have to be able to like maneuver the money. So like if you were touching a person, would like that part of them become malleable, but not their entire person?
And that's just it. Like maybe.
So like could I just like if someone was standing in the way and like if they had their hand like on the register or something, would I be able to like move their hand?
I would think so, because I think it's more of like everything's just set.
Then
so if
I
you
would
were to do that and it wouldn't like accelerate, break their arm or anything, it just was moved. It's like that, like what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
like King Crimson cut in time, kind of like that. So like I could think so, but then I'm like, if I made that my mission, how many could I have that happen? Because like how many would have to be enough that like it becomes an event that gets investigated?
We shouldn't be talking about.
I shouldn't be allowed to break time. Izzy asked, since you're impartial to star signs, do you know which is your Myers-Briggs MBTI archetype?
I am an INFJ.
I don't remember what mine is. And I was like, oh, I could do it real quick. And I'm like, I gotta leave. Quick. I gotta leave for Eric's in about 10 minutes, and there's not enough time.
It is not quick.
Or it's not gonna be accurate.
Wow.
I don't like a lot of those questions make me feel, because I'm like, I don't like either of these options. And it's like, I strongly agree or strongly disagree, bitch.
Where on the spectrum do you land?
But I don't want to fail.
Would you say you control your rage?
Sometimes. I've been real toxic lately.
Lately?
Yeah, I was playing Taiko, which is like the Taiko drums. And it's a game on Game Pass. It's just you hit A or B.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's really hard, actually, on any difficulty.
I saw you play Megalovania.
Yeah, it was hard. And maybe it broke me a bit. Like, it's very fast. And I played online, and I finally beat somebody, and I went and looked at their profile, and they were like, they had like an anime girl picture, and the last game was Call of Duty, so I said, because they like surrendered, and I was like, GG easy. And they said, yeah, first game, and I'm like, oh.
That's mean.
Then I was just bullying. Maybe I really need to do some self-reflection.
Some introspection.
Jemmy Rose 78 asked, what is an unusual food that you enjoy but don't normally seek out? For instance, I love baklava, but only eat it if it shows up on a menu by chance. Toffee? Honestly, I forget that foods exist if it's not in front of me.
Well, you can buy food and keep it in your refrigerator. Nobody tells you that.
Oh, I see it. It just blends into the background. It becomes the refrigerator.
There you go.
Where there's nothing to eat.
Yeah.
Me looking at those salads I bought and I go, you're already expired.
Those leaves
I'll toss you in a few days.
They're wilting.
Oh, they're losing their will to live. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I don't have a great answer because I don't know. Like I
feel like a failure of a person. I'm going to be real honest here. Like I feel like I'm not doing things I should be doing.
What's a food that I would not normally?
Ciro's Pizza in San Diego. If I'm at Ciro's Pizza in San Diego, I'll go, oh, fuck. I gotta get it.
The thing is, like, almost any food that I would eat, I also actively seek out at some point.
It's
because I want what I want.
I'm a man-child.
I want what I want. I'm going to get it.
We're getting the Batman pizza.
The calzone part was great. The pizza part was...
It was
Little
fine.
Caesar's basic pizza.
Yeah.
It wasn't deep dish. It could have been deep dish.
Oh, my son.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the Batman was when Little Caesars was there, and I'm like, I had the pizza. Yeah.
Little Caesars.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Little Caesars is the closest thing I could think to it where it's like...
I seek it out too much. I can't say that for myself.
No, but like not all the time. Like not like once a week.
No.
But like it'll be you go through a phase. Food comes and goes in phases for me. Cease. Ray Atkinson asked, question for Eric.
Hello.
What is your all-time favorite board/card game and why?
I have two answers. My favorite simple
And clean
board game.
My sanctuary.
Sanctuary is a great song by Ghost. Nope. It's Ritual. Sanctuary is by what is their name? I don't know. Anyway,
One Direction. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else.
I went to Six Flags the year that song came out, and you could not escape it on the radio.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that.
That's fair.
My favorite simple board game is Sorry. It's easy to learn. It's a lot of fun. I often win. It's strategic, but not really. Just enough. And like, when I lose, I don't get mad because it's quick. And I don't blame myself. My favorite, more complicated board game is Scythe. And I just enjoy it immensely.
Now, what happens if you lose 4 times in a row?
I wouldn't know.
You can read questions now. I don't want to talk to you.
Question for Odie.
Yeah, what's up?
Which season of Jijiba would you recommend to someone new to the series? Would you recommend they go in order or start them off on your favorite season?
So, what? The face I made?
Your complete eye roll. Was that the question?
No, I'm still mad about Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, so I've been thinking about this question because I saw that it got posted like earlier in the week, and I'm like, okay.
Sheets of plywood are up to $75.
Oh no.
That's absurd.
Hey, not our gas.
I still don't get that. I'm like, are you calling your weed gas? Is that
because you gotta get
is that what the
gassed
kids call it?
Yeah, to get lit.
I know about getting lit.
So my personal opinion is that it is worthwhile for a very satisfying understanding of everything to start with the first season, which season 1, which is parts 1 and parts 2, are unique in that they deal with vampires, and vampires are not really important except that Dio is a vampire. That being said, it was me, Dio is from season 1, which includes
girl's first kiss.
Exactly. You know it. Arena, and we love Granny Arena.
Okay.
Because it's, season 1 is...
I like Dio because I'm a contrarian.
Yeah. The series started in the manga in like 1987, and the first 2 parts were heavily inspired by like muscle men movies, so like Rambo, Terminator, like, you know, all of that, Predator and shit. Like Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger and whatnot, hence why they're all fucking big ass beefcakes. And then after like right around like Stardust Crusaders, once that ended and he started Diamond is Unbreakable, that's where it becomes more like he focuses more like on, he likes fashion, so it became much more fashion based. And that's why people are a little bit more like Arturo Fuente's Golden Wind is very gay. And like that's the only way to describe it, and like if you see it, you know what I mean. Like it's great, it's good energy, good gay energy, but like it looks like the stands are fucking their users all the time, and it's like a vibe. It's a big vibe. Anyway, my personal recommendation is to start with the first season, or start with part 1 and season 1 on Netflix, and just watch it from there and understand that like common stuff will start appearing in season 2, which is part 3, called Stardust Crusaders. That being said, if you just want to know about like where stands come in and how they work, you could start with Stardust Crusaders, because it will like it gets more developed as the season goes on. It is 48 episodes for that season, and it is very long, but there are some really cool fights in it, mainly being the last 5 episodes, which is them in Egypt. Like everything from Pet Shop forward is good, which is the fight with Iggy versus Pet Shop.
Feeding time at the pet shop.
Watch a Boston Terrier fight an eagle.
All the animals
stands.
get to eat.
And it's pretty great. But like a lot of it's like, learning and loving the people and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, if you just wanted to know like what it's all about and didn't want to have to like involve yourself with all of that and wanted to go back, I would then recommend watching season 3, part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable. It all takes place in one town, more focused on like the characters and their relationships, while still explaining stands and new stuff happens. And then worthwhile going back, but you should watch it because Phantom Blood is wonderful. It is flawed, but it sets up a lot of strong themes that are relevant in every season moving forward. But you don't have to. And it hurts my heart to say that. Okay.
I was thinking about what I might eat after this.
Yeah.
And I unlocked a memory of one time my mom took us to Burger King. And she's like, what do you want? I said, I was a child. So I said, I want a Whopper Jr. And I want cheese on it. And she said, we have cheese at home. And she brought me a no cheese Whopper Jr. because cheese,
you got a hamburger.
Because cheese costs extra. And then we drove home and I had to put Kraft Single on it. And that was the cheese.
My mom's done that to me. And it's, I think, also for Burger King, and it's the worst.
It's because Burger King is one of the only places where they're like, oh, you want cheese? That costs extra.
Like, you have to ask for it with cheese.
Yeah. Odd. Anyway.
What are you going to get to eat after this? Or do you want to get something to eat?
I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Okay.
You ever think?
No.
Explains a lot.
I'm still mad about that meme.
What?
The meme you sent me. Saying this is what it's like talking.
But that is, it's what it's like.
It's a thinker. Vitamin C and D.
Call me a CD player. The way I'm laying in the sun eating oranges. Vitamin C and D. It's a thinker.
I don't think I'm that bad.
Your Kid Icarus one was pretty bad. It was mostly bad because there was an easier leap of logic
than the one that I took.
Than the one that you took.
If I got to the same place and I just went around the roundabout twice, do you really need to yell at me?
But then you got mad.
Oh, yeah.
At those of us who took the shortcut.
Mm-hmm. Well, then telling me I don't understand the maps you made. I'm like, I got to the same place.
Rebecca.
It's not a play place.
Rebecca asks.
Rebecca.
I won't hesitate, bitch. What is the best excuse for being late you've heard or used? I mean, it's not actually an excuse, but I do love the old classic of sorry I'm late, I didn't want to be here. Because that's a mood.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been brave enough to say that. But I felt it.
I've definitely one time woke up still drunk and called my boss and said, this is when I was working at Safeway, and I'm like, no, I can't come in today. He goes, are you still drunk? And I'm like, how could you tell? He's like, you vomited before you said hello. I'm like, yeah. He goes, drink some water, I'll see you in an hour. And I'm like, oh, and he made me show up.
Wow.
And then I realized if I vomit, I'm near food, and he'll have to let me go. And that was a nice loophole. But I didn't get paid for the time when I wasn't working.
Well,
which I guess is fair, but also
you weren't working, and it was a part-time job, so you didn't have sick time, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, it was a part-time job at 39.5 hours a week, so that they didn't have to pay me benefits.
Felt that. I was thinking, never mind. I don't need to go into it.
We always talk about employees doing time theft. What about employers stealing our time for their profits?
You know what? I will get into it then.
Yeah.
So at the place where I worked,
Play Place,
growing up, Play Place. I did not work
at
at Play Place. I'll just say it. Fries.
Kroger.
A Kroger brand.
Crocus.
When I worked at Fries, they had this lovely little system that I was not informed was in place until I've been working there for a year and a half, called the quarter punch system, where they only logged the time that you were at. So when you got into work, you punched in, and when you left, you punched out. They only logged the time worked in 15-minute increments. So if you worked for 6 hours and 14 minutes, you got paid for 6 hours. And if you worked for 6 hours and 15 minutes, you would get paid for 6 hours and 15 minutes. And like the amount of time when I think about it that I had to do work after when I should have left, but did not exceed a full 15 minutes, my time was stolen.
Absolutely.
And it was not appropriate.
Exploitative.
Quite frankly.
No.
Especially since that was not explained to me as a system that was in place. I imagine it was somewhere in the paperwork that I was told, well, just go ahead and just sign it. We got to get you out there.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
It's
But I
like-
do shop at Fry's because I like shopping at Fry's.
Mm-hmm.
And in general, it was not a bad work experience. But I have a
Well,
problem
that being
with
said, like all companies are fucking dog shit though.
Oh yeah.
Like for the most part, like it's
I mean,
always.
like, that's not like Fry's exclusive.
Yeah, that's not.
They didn't.
It's not
invent
Kroger
that.
branded time theft.
No. And so yeah,
Is this a good value time theft?
it was a great value
Wage
for
theft.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was really mad when I found out about that.
it's fucked up, dude.
Hopefully they got rid of it.
Well, that was
I don't
like-
know.
How I fucking like ripped apart the union rep because like although like I support unions in general,
Mhm.
the one at the Safeway I worked at, I'm like, it only helps like old timers.
Yeah, that was the way the one at Fry's was.
I'm
too.
like,
it wasn't.
there's
like,
no benefit for me to do this. I'm like, you just want to take money out of my paycheck when like I'm having to sell shit to pay rent like every fucking month because even though I work almost 40 hours, not 40 hours. And then, you know, like I was so excited to get my raise after 1 year. Arizona minimum wage went up 15 cents. And I'm
that
like,
was
I'm going to
your
get a raise. I actually got my raise early. So, and I'm like, you're still paying the minimum though.
Uh-huh.
It's fucked.
Yeah, I got fucked that same way.
Gamers rise up.
Drink verification can. And our final question of the evening.
Okay. I'm stumped on the riddle, by the way. I can't.
From Kale.
Oh?
I have a question, they say.
No.
Is it weird to put your finger in boiling water to check the temperature? Please note, the water isn't boiling technically. It is water on a stove getting hot / starting to boil. I think this is a perfectly normal way to check the temperature of the water, but my friends disagree. Thoughts? Yes, that's weird, and you're going to hurt yourself. You should not do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's not a good idea.
I mean, I will say I have, like, if I haven't seen it bubble at all, I'll be like, put my finger in for a second. But, like, I know it's not hot at that point, but also I have ADHD, so I'll just set it, and I'm like, I'll hear it bubbling. I have definitely forgotten that I've done that and come back out to an empty pot
Yeah.
that's, like, fucked. And it's like, I boiled the hell out of it. So, yeah.
And I'm coming back. Ready or not. Boil the hell out of this, Jesus.
Bunny kick this into the wall, Mom.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you, Gal, for the questions. Make sure if you want to put stuff down below or don't, your choice. Also, like, Ukraine, you got this, please. I hope.
Hopefully.
Not that I don't want to make any strong opinions, but I'm also like not hyper educated on everything. Although, to be clear, it feels pretty cut and dry.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, to be clear, like, very much so stand with Ukraine, but, like, also, you know, I don't know. It's always that whole thing of, like, we're not a political channel. We could be. I mean, wage theft.
We'll rebrand.
Yeah.
Should I look up the answer to the riddle?
I can message her and see.
I figure we could just Google it.
Well, that's cheating, isn't it?
Well, don't we want to know the answer?
Yes.
Like, we're acknowledging that we gave
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, or maybe
I'm not gonna pretend
I'm
that,
curious to see if my couple of guesses were right. So,
I'll look it up while you...
well, we go to package time with the boys.
Ow!
All right.
Last time when we did, like, call and response, that was fun.
That was really fun. It's never planned.
Dead Space Remake just got a release window. What is it?
A release window.
Tell me it now.
Can't wait for the delay.
Early
This
2023.
package comes from somebody.
Okay.
Box number required or will be returned. So if you do order it, or if you order it on Amazon, please make sure to add the box number. Just like treat it like an apartment number, only because they yell. A new apparently there was like from like 2013 or something like that. There was a like JoJo fighting game that was like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle Royale sort of thing. They've had quite a few games, but they're coming out with a remaster, which is going to have like, I believe 9 new characters. One of which is Toru, which I kind of understand how Wonder of You works. I haven't gotten there yet in JoJolion, but it'll be really interesting to see how that character works as like in a fighting game. Mm-hmm. And then they also added Trish, which is cool. So it's exciting to see who else is gonna be released. But I'm like, I'm gonna fucking buy that bitch. It'll be fun because like I could fight. Anyway, so this is from somebody, and I don't know what it is. So
I can't find it.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Steph, you'll have to tell us.
Steph made it up, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, that's so I can DM her.
Create.
I'll let you open up. Well, the other one says my name on it, so now I feel like a goober. I could message. Oh, this is for you.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's from Jimmy. I think it'll say it in there who it's from.
Oh, they're gloves. Well, thank you, Eric. Don't fuck up your hands. From Loop.
Oh, from Loop.
Thank you, Loop. I appreciate it. Gloves are always great to have. It's always good to have an extra. Appreciate that. Ooh, with a sticker.
Oh,
thank you. Appreciate it.
How come?
Always good to have gloves.
Yeah, well, you were mentioning how you just like, I don't have gloves. Well, you do have gloves.
No,
right?
I have gloves. I was just being stupid and not using them.
But now you have another pair.
Yeah.
And those are like new gloves. Because like, Bray, I have never been handed gloves that didn't look like they were 20 years old.
Well, that's the best kind of glove.
It survived 20 years.
You know it works.
How are you going to fuck it up? And I'm like,
Challenge
ready or
accepted.
not, I'm coming back.
I'm coming back, Jesus.
The answer is a word. Scratch the S out of sword, the tip, and get word. And I can have a word with you if you need a talking to. Haha.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Good job, Steph.
Cool.
I rate that a certified thinker.
On today's episode of Thinkers or Stinkers.
If you give us a riddle, if I don't like the answer, it's a stinker. All right, and then this one was shipped from. There was no name on it, but it said New York, and it says "Hell Yeah Podcast Odie." I don't remember where in New York it's from, so please forgive.
From upstate.
Oh, it's like a short. I'm gonna read it. Hopefully, it's for the podcast. Like, thanks for teaching me everything you know with a bunch of Joy controllers. Oh, this bitch. Whoever did this, your mom's a hoe. It's just signed question mark XX.
Dos Equis.
Is this the Dos Equis man?
Dos Equis man.
I got this t-shirt for you because it threw itself in my path and demanded to be sent to you. I know it's out of season, but see it as an excellently early planning for next holiday season. Smiley face. Dear Odie, I love watching your Twitch channel and learning about shit I have no idea about. Also, you are funny. Heart question mark XX. Well, fuck, man. I don't know who that is. It's
almost like it was anonymous.
It's a thinker. Oh, that's so cute. Hey. It's My Hero Academia, but it's winter.
Hell yeah.
It's Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Merry Chrysler.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you. That's really cool. Hell yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't often send packages, but when I do,
yes,
they are signed Dos Equis.
They are signed to Odie.
Yeah,
I like, because like someone else had sent me a card that was like, and I like knew who it was. So I was like, hey, I got the card, and they're like, it's not for the podcast, it's for you.
It's not for you.
I'm like, because that's okay too, but like you just gotta like let it know, like either write it somewhere on the package or something, like so that it's not like, oh okay, I don't read it or whatever. But in that case, you're too late.
Yes.
You fucked.
Oh fuck date.
Yeah.
Oh fuck date.
Oh, apparently Denny solved the original one really fast, and so Steph made it a bit harder. I'm like, it beat. I remember I was sitting here going, the sword and pen, like that probably has nothing to do with it, because like sometimes riddles are like that, where it's like there's stuff in there that's just to like throw you off. But that was a thinker. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Are we at 2 hours?
Yes.
Well, we're still shy of it. We're not gonna hit. I'm saying like we're before 2 hours though.
Correct.
Which is kind of nice. I just watched the Quentin Reviews Part 2 of Victorious, where this is 8-hour video, and I just finished it today, finally, over like the past couple of days, like when I'm driving and shit.
Yes.
And like he mentioned, he's like, I'm making a second conclusion because there's some other things I want to talk about, but also I want it to be 8 hours because when it's a 7-hour and 55-minute video, people when they bitch online will just say, "Oh, he made like a 7-hour video."
Right.
Versus 8 hour and 5 minutes, they go, "Oh, it's an 8-hour video." And he's like, "Put respect on the name."
Well, it's the same premise of, like
quarter time.
You charge $1.99 because that's you don't have that big scare too.
Yeah.
This costs $1, just $1.
Yeah, it's $1.99.
Yeah, it's $1.
It's $2. Although $2, like I would prefer things to be in whole numbers.
Communism. When someone tells you,
if the government tells you what you to do, that's a communism.
That's the communism.
You're not gonna be able to get a Coca-Cola next week.
I can't get a sheet of plywood. Well, I mean, I can.
Yeah.
Gotta sell my arm.
Here's my fucking kidney. Can I have some nails?
Nobody wants my arm.
No, and my axe.
There's that show. That's not what I was trying to say. There's that quest in RuneScape, My Arm's Big Adventure.
Yes, and my arm is a troll.
He is a troll named My Arm.
And he's like got a few different quests actually that you can unlock. Well, fun.
There's a whole sequence of them.
Mm-hmm. My arm, my leg, my pussy, and my crack. Maybe. I don't know.
My neck.
My back, my pussy, and my crack. Rest in peace.
Is she dead?
No, but Rip Big Pussy, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That pussy.
Yeah. Which, like, I'm kind of sad that he died at some point in the show.
Well, didn't he turn out to be bad?
I don't. Probably. The first episode of Sopranos is a wonderful little gem.
Today, when I was working on the house,
I'll
keep this brief. I started thinking about
boxer brief.
I started thinking about that.
When it comes to us, we're tidy whities.
What's that show? I don't wear those. What is that show? Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy that show, and yet I watched almost all of it. And like parts of that show stuck with me in ways that I don't like and that aren't going to go away for the rest of my life. And I didn't like it.
I watched the show like 2 or 3 times now. And I like some of it and I don't like a lot of it. But overall I like it. I don't know, maybe just cuz
I don't think it was bad. I'm not saying it was a bad show. I just did not like it. And
honestly, I just liked Tara, like the actress Tara, like I just liked her teeth. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.